So it turns out someone's seen the old video of me building this thing. If you saw a little while ago, I've created an idea of putting this into a bass guitar. Business basically took over, and yeah, I didn't really know what to do with this. Got this email from an artist called Koi, who says they're going to be in the country from September, and they want to use it, thinking that I had finished the project, which I haven't. So I'm like, well, if I can't get it done by the time this artist lands and they want to use it, I'm going to give it a crack anyway. So let's get back into this. So if you remember, what it is this little piece of kit, and I'm going to be putting it into a Fender bass guitar. Let's get back to it. Okay, so the idea here is I have to use this to heat this, and that's going through the plastic. What I'm trying to do is cut, if you look at this, I'm trying to cut this section out, and I want to layer this on, sort of on into the top of the bass. It's one of these builds where, you know, like I've got it mapped out in my head. I don't have the entire ability to sort of like CAD something up. This is definitely sort of like garage build ideas. Have a beer, have an idea, get to it. My knife has become somewhat broken. What's happening is that like the plastic's melting, and then as I pull the knife back out, because the plastic's melted as I've gone through, it sort of like just melts back together, and this is becoming quite frustrating. I thought that that would be the best way to get like a nice clean cut going around this edge to sort of like, you know, cut that away. But no, it turns out I'm gonna have to take this thing to the garage. Instead of trying to do this with a hot knife, I'm actually gonna like chop this right out of here using my hacksaw, and then I'm going to try find a way for it to sit in here. That's today's mission. Let's go. Okay, so the next part is that I've just got to figure out the depth clearance to make sure that I've got everything I need for the boards and everything, and then I've got to figure out exactly how I'm going to chop out the edges, because I want to try and retain as much of like the shape of the guitar as possible, with also making sure that I can still have my boards and everything, because in the previous video that had the boards from the top, so that's why I've chopped it the way I have, is that the boards in the top bolt onto here, and then the boards in the bottom can bolt onto the bottom, and I can sort of replace those anywhere. But it's this top part that's going to be our trickiest piece of the puzzle. Yeah, keep going. So as we see it here, I'll just show you. I've got to route out this area here. It's just a rough thing. So I'm going to have to hit up someone who does wood machining or something like that. If you know someone, hit me up. I just got to route that out so that way I can get the motor for this platter sitting in there a little nicer. And keeping in mind that I've also got to make way for some cabling and that sort of stuff as well. Yeah, so I think I've got the base idea of how we're going, but I'll just give you a quick look. So if we look at this, I was going for that straight look originally, but the way that I like it is sort of like on this edge. So I've given it a bit of extra trimming through here in order to be able to get it to that sort of edge sort of side look, because as the way I hold the guitar is normal right-handed. So if I've got like the screen sort of like slightly facing me on that head, it would be great. The one thing I am going to miss though is this shape of this guitar around here, but I get to preserve some of this shape as well. So yeah, we still want it to look like a bass guitar head, but just modified. Let's keep moving.